Good morning, everyone. We are about to commence the September 25th, 2025 Salary Board and Board of Commissioners meetings. And we will start today with Salary Board. Desiree, could you please do the roll call?
Commissioner Niederer?
Just Commissioner Niederer is on a planned absence, so we knew that she would not be here today.
Commissioner Fashi?
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger? Controller Whitcomb?
Here.
So this is the time where we would take public comment. Do we have any public comment today on salary board matters? I don't see any in the room. Do we have anyone online, Desiree, that would be indicating that they would like to do public comment on salary board?
No request on that.
Okay. So we are looking to approve the minutes of September 11th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of September 11th. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll move on to agenda item 5, which is the approval of the salary board actions.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions as presented. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Do we have any other business to come before salary board today? Okay, hearing none and seeing none, we need a motion to adjourn, please.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, sir. So we will now say the Pledge of Allegiance as we move into the Board of Commissioners. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sarah, could you please do the roll call for the Board of Commissioners?
Commissioner Niederer?
As I said, she had a planned absence. We knew she would not be here.
Commissioner Fashi?
Present.
Commissioner Eichelberger?
Do we have any public comment on non-agenda items today? I don't see any in the room. Do we have anyone online?
No request online.
Okay, thank you. So we have a proclamation this morning for a very spectacular lady of Cumberland County. We are presenting Chief Margaret Myers, Police Chief in Mechanicsburg, with a proclamation, and I'm going to read this into the record if that's okay with you. Okay. So commissioners honor Mechanicsburg Police Chief Margaret Myers on her retirement. Whereas Margaret Myers, the first female chief of police in Cumberland County, began her distinguished law enforcement career as a park security officer in Mechanicsburg Borough. And whereas Chief Myers dedicated more than 40 years of exemplary service to the county, becoming the longest tenured officer in the history of Mechanicsburg Borough. And whereas in 1984, she transitioned to the role of patrol officer in the borough of Mechanicsburg, where she deepened her understanding of the community, forged enduring relationships with fellow officers, and most importantly, earned the respect and trust of the borough's residents. And whereas among her accomplishments was the revitalization of the community service officer and park security programs, which served as a launching point for more than 50 individuals who went on to pursue successful law enforcement careers throughout the United States. And whereas Chief Myers is recognized for her integrity and dedication to her profession and her enduring respect for her fellow officers and residents she served. Now, therefore, the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners hereby honors Chief Margaret Myers for her service, leadership, and commitment to the men and women with whom she served, presented today. Thank you for all those years of service. Why don't you come on up, do the presentation and get some photos. I know you're family here, so let's get a good family photo too. Margaret. Congratulations, Chief Myers.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Do you have anything you want to tell us today?
Not really. I started at a time in police work. I was actually working for another police department for 4 years before I went to mechanic.
Okay.
I started at a time when women in police work was like unheard of.
Mhm.
So that time has now passed, and there are female officers, other departments and in ours. And I'm grateful to be able to give some people a hand up.
Yes, you've paved the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Do we want to scoot down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene, can I get you to?
Ma'am.
Chief Myers, if you want to scoot down, we'll get a center picture.
Oh, yes, he does. He does. He does direct.
All right. And then half step this side. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right, look here, I'm gonna take several. So you said you wanted a picture as well?
They all.
Okay, they're gonna take a quick picture and then we're gonna have them come up.
Thank you. I can't not take a picture of that fabulous purple suit.
Okay. Anyone else that would like to come up?
We're going, come on.
Oh,
Coworkers, because they're coworkers, that's your sister?
Gentlemen, go ahead. Please,
Yes.
please do.
Yes, please.
Chief's here.
You got it.
Please do.
It's water.
Stay in the middle, chief, and,
So,
every filling.
Thought we were doing another one.
Come on up.
oh, okay.
Thought we were doing this.
Okay.
Go to the family then.
We'll do that one.
All right.
There's room for you.
What, they want to do a
Oh,
separate.
we'll do one more than after this. Okay. All right, everyone look here.
That's okay.
Okay, and then we're gonna do one more.
If I may, while I'm up here, I'll just take advantage of this time to say that I'd like to present Chief Myers with her official retired Mechanicsburg Police Department badge. And identification.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, sir.
Great.
All right, we'll have that, put it out.
Yeah. We're gonna do family and then do that.
While you're switching people, I want to say on behalf of the 911 Center and Public Safety, we can't thank you enough for being such a wonderful partner for so many years. I know my early days, I got to work a lot of shifts with you on patrol and talking to you on the radio. And then as we moved forward in our careers, a lot of Jubilee Day planning events, and you've always been wonderful to, phone call away. So thank you for all of your support, and we will miss you. So good luck in all that you do.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay, can I get everyone to just step a little bit this way? Okay. All right. Can take several. Okay. All
Can we
right.
get just a family photo for them?
Yeah, we can do that.
I need to move it on.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. So good to see you, Chief. Wow, we see you.
All yours? Okay. All right, that takes us to the consent agenda. And I would just like to say before we jump into the consent agenda that for those of you that came for the proclamation, you don't have to stay for the remainder of the meeting, but we would love to have you.
Thank you.
But you are welcome to go.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping us safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I was still very.
Yeah. Okay, so as I said, that does take us to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a list of routine items that do not appear to be controversial in nature, nor do they seem to require any additional discussion. If discussion is desired on any particular item in the consent agenda, which is agenda items number 5 through 14, now would be the time to make that request. Hearing none, seeing none, commissioners, I would request approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. That takes us to the regular agenda, which is a list of non-routine items that will be discussed and may be acted upon individually. We'll start with agenda item number 15, which is discussion and approval of a $15,000 Cumberland Plans grant to North Newton Township. And Stephanie Williams is joining us on Zoom to discuss and seek approval.
Good morning. So North Newton Township had the opportunity to acquire a 4.4 acre tract that's adjacent to their main park in Oakville. And they did do that. And now they are seeking funding from the county to do a master site plan. Basically figure out how they're going to utilize that 4.4 acres that will add to their existing park. It's roughly a $30,000 project. They're requesting half of the funds from Cumberland Plans, and the township has committed the full 50% to fund their local match. This project was reviewed by the Planning Commission Grant Committee and then recommended for approval by the full Planning Commission. So we're requesting authorization of the Cumberland Plans grant for $15,000 for North Newton Township.
Any questions from the board?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second, moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Commissioners. And that takes us then to agenda item 16, which is the beginning of contracts and grants. And I'll ask Angela Snyder to cover those for us.
Thank you, Stacy. Good morning, everybody. Taking us to agenda item 16, I will call on Christine Bowden to discuss the contracts and grant for aging and community services. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning. I'm asking for approval for 4 senior centers, the Big Springs, Minnow Haven, and the 2 Messiah centers for addendum to their budget for 24-25 of $5,550, I believe is $5,500, excuse me, each for operating costs and for social rec items for them to be able to travel to take their seniors out on different trips. And the last item is the older adult service grant agreement. This is a 1-year agreement with the state for our, normally they used to do a cooperative agreement for 3 years. Now they're doing 1-year agreements, and I'm seeking approval for this as they are asking for a quick turnaround for this grant.
Any questions? I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item 17, and I will call on Jamie Reiber to discuss the contracts for children and youth. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. The first contract I have is for Cornell Abraxas Group LLC. They provide in-home services, shelter, detention, secure residential, and institutional services for us. The majority of their increases range from 3.33% to 19.45%. However, a secure residential for sexual offenders is increasing 26.98%. And one of their intensive institutional programs is increasing 43.46%. I do want to point out that even with these increases, they are still requesting rates that are lower than their state maximum approved rates, which is not typical lately with a lot of providers. The next one is for Diversified Treatment Alternative Centers LLC. They provide institutional-based programs for sexual offenders as well as counseling services. They only have 1 rate that is increasing this year, and that is for their psychiatric evaluation, increasing by 11.43%. This typically would be something funded by the youth's insurance. However, there are some situations where the insurance won't pay for it and we still need the evaluation. So we do have this in our contract to pay for if necessary. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Great, that takes us to agenda item 18, and I will call on Brenda Eilish to discuss the contracts for drug and alcohol. Brenda, are you there? There you are.
I sure am. I'm on the way to Perry County, so my apologies for not being there in person. We have 2 different things we'd like to bring before the commissioners today. One is a memorandum of understanding with the Shippensburg School District. Several of the school districts recently have asked for memorandums of understanding that the superintendent sign that our prevention services will be in the schools as well as our student assistance program. Our student assistance program has already been in the schools, we are adding prevention services to particular schools in the Shippensburg area. So thus the request for the memorandum of understanding to be brought before the commission. And then the second issue that we'd like to bring before the commission is the RAISE project. The RAISE project is part of our opioid settlement grants. We have 2 RAISE people in the prisons that are working with people as they leave the prison. And then we used to have 1 in the criminal justice system. We have since eliminated that position and put more resources towards the prison resources. Thus, the increase in the cost for the prison, but the decrease in the cost for criminal justice. Part of these funds will come out, actually, most of them do come out of the opioid trust funds.
Questions for
I
Brenda?
have a question,
Any
Brenda.
questions?
You said raise project, but our contract grant approval process form says Substance Abuse Services, Inc. Are they by chance the same
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry, also known as.
No, that's
the
all
RAISE
right. Just want to
project.
make sure we've got the right thing going.
Thank
Brenda,
you.
are you driving? Are you driving, Brenda?
The car, though, I'm going to carry. Pardon?
Are you driving?
No, I'm not driving.
Okay. You're making
No,
me nervous when
I'm
you're
not.
checking your notes.
I'm not driving.
We don't want to have to.
Oh, okay, no. I can hold my notes up.
Thanks.
No, I'm on the way to Perry County for an event there with their drug, with their
Excellent.
health department, actually, so. Fully parked.
I'll move to approve.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
All right.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you. All
Thank you.
right, that takes us to agenda item 19, and we have Josie Bentley and Jennifer Getz online to discuss contracts with human resources. Good morning.
Good morning. First contract up is Capital Blue Cross for administrative fees. This contract we use to pay for Capital Blue Cross fees to process our medical claims. This second year agreement is for a 2% increase. Capital Blue Cross provides a multi-line rebate with vision, pharmacy, and stop loss. There is a 10% increase in the HRA administrative fee. This contract also includes the wellness cost of $2.56 per person, as well as a $10,000 wellness credit for plan year 2026. Next contract is the Christian Baker for our volunteer accident insurance policy renewal for 2026. It is through CCAP, forgive me. There's a slight increase of $34.50. The next contract is for Employee Assistance Program renewal with BHS for 2026. There is a 0 increase to rates. However, there's a slight projected increase based on enrollment of $290.68. Next contract is the Mission Square retirement for Forward 57B retirement plan. This is a 5-year contract that is at no cost for the county. However, it reduces the admin fees for employees from 15.5% to 12%. And then Mutual of Omaha, next contract is for our employer paid disability and employee paid volunteer insurance renewal for 2026. There's a 0% increase to rates. However, there's a slight projected increase for $19,330 based on enrollment. Do you have any questions about those contracts before I switch over to Jen?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, commissioners. I am requesting approval for a contract with Daring Consulting for ongoing professional services for workforce development in 2026. Daring has been assisting for years with our Leadership Essentials and also our Leadership Academy. This contract is for the amount of $91,560. This is an approximately a 6.5% reduction, which equates to $6,420 less than the 2025 contract that we have currently with them. Does anybody have any questions?
I do not. I will move to approve.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Jen.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Jen
Thanks,
and
Josie.
Susie.
Commissioners.
All right, that takes us to agenda item 20, where I will call on Miranda Melton to discuss the contracts for MHIPD. Good morning, Miranda.
Morning, everyone. The contracts before you today, they are all amendments. They are for our current 25-26 fiscal year, and they are all for early intervention services. These initial contracts were approved in April, and at the time we had based all of those contract amounts on the claims that had been submitted for last fiscal year. Since then, we have seen an uptick in the number of consumers being served by these providers, which is the driver behind the need to make some of these substantial increases now. So I will start with aspirations. They provide occupational, physical, and speech therapies, as well as social work and some special instruction. This is an increase of $95,942. Next is ASL services. They provide interpretation for American Sign Language. This is an increase of $28,221. Building Blocks Therapy provide occupational, physical, and speech therapies, as well as special instruction. This is an increase of $31,554. Christy Musselman provides special instruction services for us, and her increase is for $11,960. Early intervention specialists provide occupational, physical, and speech therapies, as well as special instruction. This is an increase of $55,798. And finally, Tummy Time Academy provide occupational and physical therapies, an increase of $28,695. Can I answer any questions for you?
Don't see any. I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much, Miranda. All right, that takes us to agenda item 21, where I will call on Bob Shively to discuss the contract for public safety.
Morning, Commissioners. Public Safety is requesting your approval of the premium power services contract. This is our maintenance and service contract for the generators at Public Safety for all the tower sites, as well as our 2 portable generators and the mobile communications unit. We did have an increase due to adding the 9 additional generators at the tower sites for the P25 project. So the 3-year locked-in contract price is $9,000 per year.
Any questions?
I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you. All right, and that takes us to agenda item 22. I'll call on Justin Miller to discuss a grant application for recycling and waste. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, everyone. These are the standard DEP reporting forms for our August 16th Household Hazardous Waste Disposal event. First form that requires a signature is the Record of Operations report, lists the various items and weights of the materials that we received. Total weight was 32,021 pounds, taken in from 377 customers. The second form is the application for reimbursement. Total eligible costs were $38,009.58. We took in $22,195.50 in fees from users, making us eligible for $15,814.08 in grant money from the state.
Questions?
No questions.
Okay, move to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Justin.
you.
All right, that concludes the contract and grant section, so I will turn the meeting back over to Stacy.
Thank you, Angela. So agenda item 23 is a capital project request for the District Attorney's Office, FID, with Eric Radovich joining us online to discuss and seek approval. Eric?
I believe he might be joined as iPhone.
Is his own guest, his hands up?
Yeah, can we give him permission to speak? Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, it was for some reason I was still on as a panelist. I didn't know, but anyway, good morning, Commissioners. The project before you is a $32,000 capital project that will allow the District Attorney's Office to create an interface between the BEAST, which is the management information software system for the lab, and CNET, which is the predominant police records management system in the county to transfer completed lab reports between one system to the other, saving everyone an immense amount of time at the laboratory, at the DA's office, and at the police department. So it's a great project, and it will save everyone a lot of time.
Any questions for Eric?
I don't have any. I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you,
Thanks,
Eric.
Commissioners.
That takes us to agenda item 24, which is a capital project request for facilities for countywide card access, a countywide card access system. And Brent Durham is joining us online to discuss. Brent?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Before you is a capital request in the amount of $221,250. And this is to upgrade our access control system at 12 county facilities. It's upgrading about 150 doors. This upgrade is needed because our current system will be obsolete and we will lose all support at the end of this year. We did look at a few vendors, a couple different systems, and then I brought that information in, met with Sheriff, Finance, and IMTO. We discussed the different systems and options. And what we're proposing here is to not only replace the components that are needed, but to upgrade the security level at the same time. We also are planning to install readers with keypads. This will give us the ability to use dual authentication if or when needed. The system also has a lot of integration capabilities built into it, so certainly expandable in the future. I'm asking for your approval of this capital request in the amount of $221,250.
Any questions for Brent?
No, I'll move for approval.
I second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Brent.
Okay, so don't thank Brent
sorry,
too
Brent.
much. He's got two more agenda items for us here. It's sort of like hold your applause till the end. So Brent is also covering agenda item 25 for us, which is another capital project request for facilities. Take it away, Brent.
Yeah, so the next two capital requests that'll come before you here, we've been working on for quite some time. We finally made a connection with a company that specializes in masonry preservation. This company comes with an impressive resume. We've met with them on two occasions, and I've been quite impressed. And I finally feel comfortable in moving these projects forward, knowing that the work will be done completely and correctly. The first one here is we would like to do a temporary stone paver repair at the front of the historic courthouse. As you know, these brownstone pavers have been deteriorating rapidly. They're becoming a trip hazard. The plan here is to remove 4 deteriorated brownstone pavers that are directly in front of the main entrance. The contractor will then review the substrate underneath and make any needed repairs there. They will then use Hanover pavers to be installed to simulate the brownstone as best as possible. This is an economical temporary measure to provide a smoother and safer walking surface, until we can get a full replacement project in place. I'm asking for your approval of this. Capital request is $16,500.
Any questions for Brent on this one?
Brent, how temporary is temporary?
Gary, I'm working with Katie on a large grant that we're going to apply for with your permission, which will include several items over to historic courthouse, but one of those items will be the full replacement of the brownstone. We anticipate the application goes in, I think, at the end of November this year. We're thinking that it will be the end of November next year till we would get word. So we're probably looking at early 2027 for a full replacement.
Okay, and this interim version will hold up well enough for that time period.
Yes, the Hanover's pavers, it's a concrete product, Gary, that's designed to look and mimic and feel just like a stone product, just like the brownstone.
Okay, so we won't run afoul of any of the historical standards or anything with this, then I assume.
I have an application ready to go to the historical board Their next meeting is October 6th, so it'll be presented there for their approval before we move forward with the project.
Okay, thank you.
I will move to approve.
We'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Brent. I know you have another one.
He does.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Do you
So-
want to go ahead and cover the last one, Brett?
Yeah. So lastly, here is the chimney at the historic courthouse. We've been watching and struggling with this for quite a long time. We did have a company come in and repoint that entire chimney in 2017. We had some flashing work done in 2019. We were up and had a very close review of it in 2021. But about 2 years ago, we really started seeing, flaking, chipping, staining on this brick. We know there's penetration of moisture in the brick. And the plan here is to just hopefully fix this once and for all by tearing down the brick down below the roof level, relaying with a new brick that very closely mimics what's there now. They will use new flashing. The brick will be corbelled at the top, so it looks exactly like what is there now. They'll also be following the Secretary of Interior standards for treatment of historic properties. The total estimated cost for this is $75,000, and I ask for your approval for that.
Any questions?
No questions. I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. That takes us into agenda item 27, which is our last capital project request for the day from IMTO, and Mark Adams is here to
I was
discuss.
gonna punt to Brent, but he signed off already.
Oh.
IMTO, good morning. IMTO has a SAN unit, which is a storage area network. We are running low on space. We've been monitoring it for a while. We're seeing an uptick in data that's not really easily compressed. So video evidence. So as the DA gets evidence in, we take the video, it doesn't really compress on the system. The public defender needs the same video, the courts need the same video. So there's a lot of data out there that's not really compressible. And so we're seeing an increased amount of data needs for storage. So we're looking to increase our SAN, increase the size of the replicated SAN in the other location, and the cost is $120,000. There is some contingency in that. So, I mean, the initial quotes are coming in at 108,000. I'm asking for 120 just to make sure quotes are valid. And so we're looking to make that. It is a one-time purchase. We're not doing any long-term maintenance on it because the SAN is already covered in our funders of maintenance.
Any questions for Mark?
No, I will move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, commissioners. That takes us to agenda item 28, which is commissioners' liaison reports. And Commissioner Nieder, again, as Commissioner Fauci said, is out of the office today on a planned out of the office. I don't know how else to say that. So Commissioner Fauci.
Well, good morning, Cumberland County. So I have with me today the Spirit of South Mountain Award 2025. This was given to Cumberland County at the South Mountain Partnerships annual event. And everyone that participated in the Camp Tuckahoe project received a Spirit of South Mountain Award. So this is for our contribution to the conservation of a piece of the Camp Tuckahoe property. So I want to make sure that everyone knows that we received this award and it can go in one of our lofty places to put it on display. So September is library sign-up month. It's almost over, but it's not too late to sign up for your library card. And the board also met. And Carolyn has some very interesting things going on. And I had my notes, and here they are. So 11 of her staff will be attending an online class on fundamentals of AI in libraries. They launched the Harrisburg Symphony program. They have a new E-rate contract with Comcast, and so their bandwidth was increased And of course, then they coordinated on this library sign up month with ads. And I don't know if you listen to podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's so nice to hear those ads during those podcasts supporting the Cumberland County Library System, our member libraries, and they also supported Dauphin County Libraries and York County Libraries. So that is the excitement from the library system, and Carolyn is always very good about making sure that the entire Board of Commissioners is aware of what's going on. She comes in and talks with us, she gives us regular updates, so that's good stuff. All of us, the entire board, celebrated 25,000 acres of preserved farmland at the Little Ponderosa Farm on September 16th. And that was really such a wonderful event. Bob and Kate Boyce were so gracious to allow us to use their farm for that celebration. And our communications department did a fabulous job putting that together. Stephanie Williams was very instrumental in doing that. It was so nice to see all of our vendors there. And we had some wonderful sponsors. So thank you to everyone for that. Commissioner Nieder and I last week attended the Capital Region Economic Development Corporation and their chambers event called Thrive Together. That was a very nice event over lunch. Conservation District had their annual meeting, and so annual meeting and picnic, and they gave out their conservation awards. The Clean Water Award went to Mainline Excavating Inc. The Watershed Protection Award went to Middle Spring Watershed Association. Farmer of the Year, Denny McCullough. Conservation Organization of the Year was DCNR, Bureau of Forestry, and Cindy Dunn was there to accept that award. The Housing and Redevelopment Authority on Tuesday had their second annual Real Estate Land Use and Funding Solutions Symposium at AHEC. And boy, did they have a lineup of just fabulous speakers to talk about things that are so apropos to what is going on in the county right now. They talked about smart demolition when all the easy sites are gone, affordable housing development, overcoming challenges and seizing opportunities. Central PA by the numbers. Heather Krieger was there and she talked about what the market is telling us and what it is not. So just some examples of the people that were there for discussion, and that was a really great event. So on the Housing and Redevelopment Authority also met, I'm going to say this again, there's a 34% increase in homelessness in this county. Those people that used to be invisible are now visible. 34% increase in homelessness in this county. And if you walk down the street, it's clear that people are living in their cars, and you can see in their windows, and there's children's toys in those cars because children are living in cars. I don't know why we would want this, and we've got to get a handle on this and get some support from our federal governments, because as I have reported prior, the wait lists, Housing Redevelopment Authority had to close those wait lists for housing because they're full and there's no money coming. So want to make sure everyone knows about that. It is doesn't feel very good, does it? And it certainly isn't something we want. It doesn't help us with economic development. It doesn't help us with human services here at the county. It is an issue. Housing and Redevelopment Authority, they held a CDBG open house in August, and there's another one planned for October 15th. 5 municipalities participate with 6 properties in the blight process. And Michaela Kitchen will be meeting with South Middleton Township to discuss how they can get involved in the blight process. So since the whole home repairs program started, they have completed 26 home repair projects and currently have 8 in progress. And when I go to these meetings and look at what is going on with whole home repair, that is just such an excellent program. People have their roofs replaced that could not afford to have that done. People have their windows replaced that could not afford that. These are life-altering repairs to homes that are much needed. Down payment closing cost assistance, 16 cases in 2025, 15 are completed, and 1 is awaiting closing on the 29th. So that's another positive thing from the Housing and Redevelopment Authority. I went to the Women in Tech Awards last night. The Technology Council of Central PA had their annual Women in Tech Awards. That was really great. Mark, I have some introductions to make for you. There are some very powerful women in this region that are so they're just deep in tech and moving things forward in such a great way. I think you'll enjoy those connections. The Capital Area Economic Development Corporation, CADIC, is having its annual economic development event today. I think I'm going to drop into that this afternoon. And finally, our Cumberland County STOP team is doing a stalking awareness free seminar for professionals who work with victims and survivors. That will be January 15th, 9 to 4, so you can look for that. It will be held at Army Heritage and Education Center. And the facilitators will highlight the co-occurrence of stalking an intimate partner and sexual violence and discuss the use of risk assessments in stalking cases. I've got this. I'm sure we can maybe push this out if STOP team is interested. And that's it. Thank you, Stacey.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Eichelberger.
Okay, just briefly have, we heard already from Justin regarding the recycling, as he mentioned. We have the reimbursements coming, and we've continued to have substantial participation in these programs. So the programs continue to prove their value in this county. So that is very good news. We want to keep that on the radar in the public's eye as well. So last week I attended the Blighted Property Investment Board, fairly routine meeting. We moved a number of projects forward toward resolution, generally meaning demolition and sale. They continue to struggle with a number of the non-compliant properties, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So there were a number of properties that couldn't move forward, but they're doing a great service there. There's a lot of time spent on trying to track down absent owners of properties that have been left, to go to pot. So, and borrowing from given some of the photographs of some of the properties, I think that might actually be literal too. So, but the group continues to perform well. I did attend as an observer, I attended the CADIC meeting in an unofficial capacity. I'm not going to attempt to report all the things they're doing. They're very active. They continue to do some very impressive work. We heard a lot about the real estate collaborative, so it's getting more attention and playing a vital role in our community as well. A number of the issues we've talked about today touch on those things. So, of course, got a fair update on the most visible project, the Frog Switch project. So, let's see. The MHIDD board was last week. I was in attendance on site. We got a really terrific briefing for many of the board members are new. So we got a really terrific informational briefing from Brian Wilson, who heads up the crisis intervention team effort. And that really goes to the heart of the MH crisis that we're facing. So it was very useful to learn the fine details and get reports back on the things that are moving forward positively. Here, just a reminder, September is Suicide Prevention Month. There are a number of activities that are related to that. I can provide a copy of Annie's report. Of course, we met yesterday with the folks from the Connections Crisis Center and had a great opportunity to ask questions. Annie was here and also provided some good context for us, so that dialogue continues. They meet with our MH people every Friday morning. So, that is a work in progress. They continue to work through a number of issues. We got to address some of those yesterday. They seem to be very committed. I would remind everybody that, that the sustainability of that project is going to be really important. And as we look to the measures of effectiveness, I think we really need to be absolutely clear that the Commonwealth is the party that has to be convinced of the value of this. And Annie and I discussed that at length on the telephone yesterday, post meeting. So as we develop measures, let's keep in mind that these measures have to be meaningful to the folks at the Commonwealth who are going to make a decision on the future of Connections. And so that effort's going to continue forward. QPR training, the anti-suicide training program continues. Staff facilitated a session earlier this month to help the counties have a workforce with skills to assist them. So there's county staff that's available to continue providing important training to law enforcement that's done now on a twice-a-year basis. And we're reaching a lot of municipals and actually Cumberland County is setting the pace. Cumberland Perry is setting the pace on that. And we have a number of other counties now that are looking to participate with us because they don't have anything comparable. I think that speaks very well of our staff and their skill and attentiveness to the suicide prevention issue, as well as the law enforcement issue and the importance of directing people into appropriate treatment rather than relying on the county prison as the main treatment center. So state budget obviously continues to be no news on that. The AOPC summit that involvement with our MH staff is approaching. Last year was in Hershey. Now it's the Cumberland portion is going to be in Bethlehem, and the Perry County portion is held later. That's going to be in Bedford County. Our staff will be attending both, but the cost of that is covered by AOPC. So 988 funding, a growing concern. Funding from the state and federal governments may not be enough to cover cost. So they're in regular communication with the Commonwealth, again, regarding distinct need and apparent lack of assurance that his needs are going to be met. So our staff continue meeting with the schools to discuss funding gaps for students. Number of other items, the 40-hour CIT course crisis intervention that I referenced earlier was held this week. So, and again, they have a full class. They're filling those up. They don't like going beyond a certain size. So that continues forward. The regional long-term residential project continues forward in cooperation with Franklin, Fulton counties. And I'm going to leave it at that. I have Amy's full report, if anybody copy of it for fine details for the month-to-month accounting, some of which we saw yesterday in regards to connections. So I think I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. That takes us then to agenda item 29, which is report of executive sessions. And I would like to report that on September 18, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. there was an executive session held regarding personnel. And now I'll ask if there is any other business to come before the board today. Hearing none, seeing none, we are adjourned.